Okay, so the guys are out here fishing. We're gonna go sneak up on them. You got lunch? Yeah?
Tell me you've never fished on a job.
Yeah, I've fished on a job before.
Yeah.
Come on. Oh yeah?
You keep it?
I'm Steve Northgate. Welcome back to the channel. We're back out here at this job site, just checking on progress. They got the roof decking going pretty good. They drilled the piers yesterday for the deck. Inspectors coming in the morning to inspect those, and then we can get started on getting the concrete in the holes. We got a little porch goes right here, another gable. That's why it's kind of opened out there. They still haven't made a back-to-back fill, but we may be done by the time they get here finally. But we got to put a deck around it. We got to frame the inside wall, that end wall. We got to change it to 2x6 just to make it a little bit sturdier. We're getting along pretty good.
Yeah, ready yesterday and never come.
Yeah, he didn't call him. I texted him today in the morning, and then later, oh yeah, he's coming in the morning. It's like, yeah, you never called him. Okay. You have to just think the stuff. You can't say it. It's just like when you're with your wife. You think it, but you can't say it.
Yeah.
Where I'm at is not and will never be my home. Every voice in my head is more than I can shake. Till the liquor takes over and I cannot hold my weight.
Okay, so we're out here on this house we're fixing to start next week, and so we're just checking the piers. See, they got the piers here. They're filled with concrete or mortar. They're on a solid footer all the way across. We're gonna just take the laser and hit all the corners and see if we're level or not, and then see if we're square. And we use steel shims to go underneath the beams. So we're gonna put a laser across here and see how close they are. And then that way we can get an idea how much steel we need to buy. That way that I don't tell the contractor to order way too much than he has to get. That way he's just sitting on it and has nowhere to take it to. Yeah, there's a couple things the builder has to do before we get started. He's got to clean this out real good, and then he'll put some pea gravel down. He'll probably put 3 or 4 inches of pea gravel. He'll wait to put the plastic down usually until after all the roughing's done and the roof is on the house. That way, in case it rains, you don't have water just sitting on top of the plastic, and then it gets absorbed back up into the floor system later down the road. So he'll have to get the garage filled with pea gravel or stone. Same with the porches, the front and the back. And then they got to get it backfilled. He may do a perimeter drain around this foundation. I don't know. That'll be something he'll take care of. He's going to spray foam the exterior walls of the block, or the inside of the block, but he'll wait to do that until after we put the floor system on. That way he can hit the block and the back side of the band board all at the same time. We're just kind of doing a job inspection before we get started, just to make sure everything's in order before we get material and guys out here and run into any issues.
Every voice in my head is more than I can shake. Till the liquor takes over and I cannot hold my weight. There's a war on my mind over all the things I cannot fix. And I'm so tired right now, I think I see the end. How I've walked so far, so long, never gaining an inch. Every step feels like barbed wire wrapped around my skin.
So we're just got through wrapping up, getting some payroll checks written for this week, and we're going to go head to our weekly meeting with the guys, and then we'll see you in just a little bit.
Things I cannot fix. And I'm so tired right now, I think I see the end. How I've walked so far, so long, never gaining an inch. Where I'm at is not and will never be my home. Every voice in my head is more than I can shake.
Okay, so now we're heading over to, we're gonna swing by the Lakehouse job, check on Alonzo. We're going to check on Luis. He's over there too. We probably won't shoot anything over there. We don't have permission to shoot get any video there, but we will go check on Luis, see how he's coming along. I gotta go check on Renato. He's putting some 1x6 tongue and groove on a porch ceiling that he framed a few weeks ago. We finally got that in, got it stained, and now we're installing that ceiling. So we're gonna go check on him. He should be getting that wrapped up. See what else we got going the rest of the day. Righty. He's like, what are you doing? I was kind of sliding a little bit. He's probably like. So sometimes people say sheathing. Some people say sheeting. It's kind of the same, like sheath, a sheath. Like you put your sword, you put it in the sheath. So it's kind of the same thing. You're sheathing the house. You have a, yeah, you're covering it. So it's kind of the same thing. Some people say sheeting. Some people say sheathing. It's kind of. I don't even know what the correct way to say it is.
I can do this thing.
You said you can't?
Not right now.
Why?
Because we have columns. We have to put it on it.
The columns go up through it? Well, go ahead. You can go ahead and. It's probably a 9 because everything's on the 45. So what we're trying to do right now is when you're looking at the top view of the house, this ridge line, which is the main ridge line, and this ridge line that goes over the front porch, they're pretty close to the same. We ended up putting the LVL in a slightly different spot than what I thought it was going to go, and so we're just double checking to make sure this ridge line stays the same height or doesn't drop below or too much higher than the front porch. What we're looking at is it's this gable and that one. So we're trying to make sure this ridge line doesn't get shoved too much higher, or definitely doesn't drop below this ridge line. And so we're working through all the math before we frame this up. We're gonna put this one up first, and then we're gonna put that one up. We got an LVL that this span is sitting on top of on this side. We're sitting on top of 7 inches over here, ceiling joist with a 2x4 on top, and we're trying to work through all the math to make sure it all works out.
Takes over and I cannot hold my way.
Okay, so we just checked on Alonzo on the Lakehouse. He's coming along pretty good. He gave me a list of all the material that he has on site. I've got a list of material that he's going to need. I'm gonna subtract what he has on site from my list, and then I will put that order in at the end of the day. Monday they can get our material out there. We went over the roof pretty good to make sure that we're hitting all the details the way they're supposed to be. We're trying to make sure that some of the LVLs got shifted a little bit from where they were originally designed to go, just because layout changes and things. And so we're just making sure that it didn't affect the roof line at all, because the main roof span was sitting on some of those LVLs, and so we just had to make some slight adjustments here and there to account for that. Trying to make sure that the eave around the house, all those are lined up the way they're supposed to be. So we're having to adjust heel heights here and there. We got a couple wall height difference, but then the band boards around the house are still lining up. So the truss company adjusted their heel heights. I'm having to adjust some of my heel heights on the portion that's stick framed, and so trying to make sure all that gets done correctly. You just got to think through everything, write it all out. When you go to put it up, you just double check to make sure it's what the architect had planned. You want it to look like the picture so that the homeowner is happy. So now we're going to go to Chongo and Renato's job. They're needing some diesel for the skid steer. They must have been using it a little bit more than what I thought they would. When I took it out there, it was full, but I guess they're using it more than what I thought they would. So we're gonna go get them some diesel, check on them. We're gonna hit one more job today after that, and then we'll be heading back to the office.
Right now, I think I see the end.
You're gonna be
How I've walked so far, so long, never gaining an end.
now the basement will be different.
You got part of the concrete, the new box is full and clean.
Down there, we're gonna have to put a wall right there. We need to put 2x4s flat. That'd be 15 minus 12. That'd be 3. So the landing will be number 3. So I have 2 steps. Landing number 3. Yep.
Right here, number 3, okay?
Yep. 8.
Ok. Entonces, como vamos a armar todo temporal y sacamos el lazo de arriba hasta abajo, donde van las placas, porque tienen cosas bien de esas y ya.
¿Y para esas tienes hangers?
So they have like normal hangers.
Yeah, we'll just get some blocks.
Can I get 2, you got a box? I think it's 3 days more, I think.
Nah. Well, let's get the deck. I need the porch so the guys can put the shingles. So let's get the deck and get that porch on for sure.
Yeah, we start everything. We start yours right there and finish later. I mean,
Yeah.
I think maybe 2 days, maybe.
Okay.
Put
Yeah.
it on black, now it's tight.
Yeah,
And it's
because
nice.
sometimes the 2x12s, you know, they go over a little bit. So you got to make sure it's everything's inside. Black for the
Oh yeah. Even if you finish half.
yeah.